Hello and welcome to Tasting with Mike and Matt. I'm Mike Veach and this is my partner in crime, Matt Kohorst.
Howdy.
And today we are doing another Stitzel-Weller challenge. This is the number 7 in our series of Stitzel-Weller challenge.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've made one of these.
Yeah, it's been about a year.
Yeah.
And what we do in this is we have this old bottle, Venetian decanter of Stitzel-Weller bourbon, Old Fitzgerald, that was made in the spring of 60 and bottled in the spring of 66. Six and a half year old, basically, Stitzel-Weller. And this will probably be the last one we do because there's not much left in this bottle.
Getting a little low, yeah, unfortunately.
But what we've been doing is been tasting against other wheated bourbons to see which wheated bourbon comes closest to this. And right now, I think we both have agreed that the 6-year-old Wilderness Trail wheat recipe bottled and bond is the closest that we've come to.
Right, yeah. It's been a year, but if my memory serves us correctly, yeah, I think that was it.
Well, we have a couple of others here that we wanted to try against it. Both of them are really good wheated bourbons.
Mm-hmm.
First one is the Barker's Mill from the MB Roland Distillery. And then we've got the Southern Star Paragon wheated bourbon from North Carolina.
Awesome, yeah.
So, what we always do is we pour a little Stitzel-Weller Old Fitzgerald. And like I said, we're probably going to drink the rest of it. I think we need to pour the rest of it because what we don't drink is probably going to go bad with that little left in the bottle. Remember, we don't drink it all to start with because we come back and taste it against others.
Right.
So like I said, this is the Venetian decanter Old Fitzgerald from 1966.
It's kind of sad to see that bottle's empty now.
Yeah. Hey, well,
We're gonna savor this, though.
we've got a couple of years worth of... God, that still smells so good.
So good.
What do you do this in? Vanilla and apples
Vanilla
and
and
caramel.
That caramel and apple just shines right through, yeah. That vanilla.
Yeah, a little oak. A little leather.
Mm-hmm.
Let's sip. Oh God, it's so good.
It's so rich.
Yeah.
Yeah, rich caramel. Mm.
And there's that hint of oak. There's just enough oak to almost give that caramel a salted caramel taste.
Yeah. And that apple really comes through.
Yeah, the apple really comes through.
Do you get like a green apple or do you get Red Delicious? What's your take on it?
I wouldn't say green apple per se. I'd say more like a Golden Delicious.
Golden Delicious. Yeah. So a little sour and really sweet. Yeah. Yeah, that stuff's so good. I could sit here and drink this all day.
Yeah. Well, let's see what a cranberry does for it. Let's refresh our memory all over.
Refreshing, yeah. That really helps. It's like.
It really brings out that apple to me.
Mm-hmm. It's like a caramel apple.
Yeah.
You know, it's like that you would get at a fair or something.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
But interesting enough, I'm also going to like a little roasted hazelnut type nut flavor to it there, particularly towards the finish and into the finish.
Mm-hmm.
So it really is like a candied apple with rolled in nuts, and you take a big bite and
and something that's hard to describe is like how the mouthfeel of it. It's like real smooth and nice, you know. Mm-hmm. It's rich up here, but then it's just like the oak is just lingering right now. It's just sitting back there, just hanging out. I mean, it's almost like perfect bottle of whiskey.
Yeah. Cleanse our palate. Let's try it with a pecan. that really brings out the caramel and the chocolate and the,
Mm-hmm.
not so much the apple.
Not so much the apple, the oak,
Mm-hmm.
and that leather.
Yeah, that leather.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, a little bit of chocolate.
It just makes it so thick and rich.
Speaking of which, we've been tasting with chocolate with our last few videos, but we've never done a Stitzel-Weller challenge with chocolate. Do you think we should just drop the chocolate for the challenge and just keep it all on a level playing field?
Your call. I'm gonna let you.
I'll say we do that, but
Okay.
I will tell you,
Sounds
after
good.
the video's over with, the chocolate will go
Okay,
fantastic
some
with this.
Yeah.
So there you go. We have
Alright.
we've replenished our palate. Let's cleanse it. Let's go with the Barker's Mill next because it's 100 proof bottled and bond, just like the one we just got through tasting. And this is a 5-year-old, fall of 21 to, or 16 rather, to fall of 21. So it's a little, not quite as old, a year less age, but it is a wheat recipe bourbon made in Western Kentucky at the MB Roland Distillery.
I remember when we tried this and thought it was really good.
Yes. So, the nose isn't quite as good as the Stitzel-Weller, but it's good.
It's good
In a
not
different way.
quite as much.
Yeah.
You know, it's not quite as fragrant, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
It's harder for me to pick out what's going on in there.
Well, you get the caramel, but not rich caramel. You know, it's more vanilla caramel.
Mm-hmm. I get like a darker fruit on this one.
Yeah, and I'm not getting the apple at all. To me, it is more like a apricot or a plum.
Mm-hmm. Which I like that.
Yeah. I'm getting oak, but I'm not really getting any spices on the nose.
Nice color.
Nice color. Well, let's take a sip. Oh, the caramel really comes through in the flavor.
Yeah, it's really good.
And it's definitely like apricots and plums, pitted fruit, not apple fruit. Which there's nothing wrong with that. This is really good.
Right, yeah, no, it's really good. Mm-hmm.
And then I'm getting a little of that chocolate on the finish, just like the Stitzel-Weller.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it
holds up. This is good.
It holds
stuff,
up
yeah.
well against this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's not the same, but it's damn good.
Right.
So let's try it with cranberry and see what happens. Oh, that really brings out that pitted fruit.
Mm-hmm. It kind of lost, for me, it kind of lost a little bit complexity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it becomes kind of one-dimensional with the cranberry.
It does, yeah. I'm not getting...
But I am pleased with the finish. You know, the taste is a little one-dimensional, but then when you get to the finish, I'm starting to get a little pepper spice, and I'm starting to get a little bit of chocolate.
Right, yeah. Yeah, so I think the Weller holds up with the Cran. I think neat, though. I think these are both really good neat.
Yeah. Well, let's see what...
Let's see what the con, right? That's really good.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that really brings out that caramel and the chocolate. The fruit kind of fades into the background. It's still there, but it's really far in the background.
Mm-hmm.
But then they finished with a lot of dry oak and a little chocolate and just a hint of, is that cinnamon?
Yeah. Cinnamon.
Or is it more of
I'm getting like a little peanut brittle.
a
Like,
little peanut brittle? Okay.
yeah, interesting. Yeah, like, and the finish, nice, oaky, more tobacco-y than leather for me.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Let's cleanse our palate and then try it against the Stitzel-Weller straight up.
All right. It's the fun part.
Taste the Stitzel. Yeah, looking at it, the color's remarkably close.
They are. All right.
Oh, but the nose, you can tell that Stitzel-Weller immediately. I mean, the more it opens up, the more caramel it comes out of it. God, it's so good.
Yeah, it's one of those that smells so good, and rarely, and then tastes so good, and rarely do you get both.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times when I know something and then taste it, it's underwhelming.
Yeah.
Or vice versa. This one, the nose is
The nose
just as pleasurable as
yeah,
tasting it.
the taste lives up to the nose.
Yeah.
So let's see how the Barker's Mill.
It's great. A little thinner though.
Yeah, a little thinner. Like I said, more of the apricot pitted fruit than the apple fruit.
Mm-hmm.
But still,
Very
good.
good.
I'd consider getting that,
Oh yeah, you wouldn't be upset with getting that bottle. That's a great bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the final one we have here is from North Carolina, the Southern Distillery, their Paragon Wheated Straight Bourbon Whiskey. It's a 92 proof. This is their third release of this. And great whiskey. I remember in November of 2019, I was down in Charlotte doing a charity benefit for Ken Bernardo,
Mm-hmm.
and we went and visited this distillery. And I remember tasting this whiskey at 2 years old, I think it was, and thinking, when this comes out in the bottle at 4 year old, because the distiller, the owners there said they weren't going to release it until it's 4 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I want a bottle. So I was in Westport Whiskey and Wine the other day and saw this and picked it up. And I was very happy that I did.
So this one's 4 years.
Yeah, 4 year old. Well, there's no age statement on it, so it's, 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
But, once again, the nose isn't as hefty as
Yeah.
the Stitzel-Weller. Warm it up a little and see what it does for it. Yeah, that's a little better. You're getting that vanilla and caramel.
Mm-hmm. You get a little like cereal vibe on this one too.
Yeah. Little bit more of the grains coming through than the Stitzel-Weller does.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not getting the fruit, or at least not the apple, or not even the apricot or anything like that. Might be a little fruit in there, but what do you... Maybe berries?
Maybe berries. Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say, like a raspberry,
Yeah,
blackberry.
something like that. So, let's taste it. Oh, definitely berries.
Yeah, the fruit really comes front and center.
Yeah.
It's
It's
like
like-
vanilla and then the berries.
Yeah, vanilla, I'm saying like blackberry, raspberry, wild berries. Think of a wild berry tart.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got a nice little cinnamon, nutmeg spiciness to it.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. I'm getting a lot of that nutmeg that you're talking about, and the finish hits me. It hits me a little. It's a little spicy. Like it's got the nutmeg, and then I'm getting even like maybe a little red pepper back there as well.
I could see that.
Yeah, it's got that little hint of heat back there that I really like.
Maybe not red pepper for me. Maybe it's more like a paprika.
Paprika. Oh, yeah, I can see that. This is one that now I'm saying like tastes better than it smells. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Like,
yeah, I
they
mean
do a lot.
the nose doesn't lead you to believe that it's going to taste like it does. Of course, you know, maybe after it sits a while and opens, it'll be a different story.
Yeah. Now I'm getting like all berries. Now,
Yeah.
Which is pleasant. I like that.
So let's see what happens when you add cranberry to the mix. Oh man, those berries really come out with the cranberry. Particularly raspberry, maybe even a little cherry.
Yeah.
And then the spice is definitely a little paprika, peppery.
Yeah.
But it's not like black pepper or white pepper.
No.
It's more of that. Maybe even a little cardamom in there. I'm getting like a little bit of almost a citrus note in the spice.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say a citrus note, like
And
you
the
said
finish.
cherries, and I was getting like cherries, lemonade kind of vibes from it, with the vanilla in there. It's taken a completely different place. It's taken me a different place than these guys. These guys hit me with like chocolate,
Right.
you know.
I'm not really getting chocolate on this one.
I'm not getting chocolate at all. This one's taking a more fruity approach.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, let's cleanse our palate. If it ends up bringing out chocolate, it'll be a pecan.
Yeah. And yeah, it kind of did.
It kind of did.
Yeah.
Particularly on the
Reese
finish.
cup. Yeah. It took away a lot of the fruit.
Took away a whole lot of the fruit. Brought out that spice.
Yeah. Seems like whatever you do with this one, like, it kind of dictates what it's going to taste like, you know?
Yeah.
This one, yeah, like this one turned into chocolate, peanut butter, Reese Piece, something like that, you know, like some kind of chocolate peanut butter candy to me.
Yeah.
You know?
Reese cup.
Reese cup. Oh man, I love Reese cups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd make
So
a fun video one day. Let's do a bourbon and Reese cup pairing.
Oh. I'd never leave. That'd be.
So now the tough job. Let's try it side by side with the Stitzel. Once again, it's much lighter than the Stitzel.
This one is, yeah.
Yeah, this is more of a straw colored, whereas the Stitzel's a really nice amber.
Mm-hmm.
The nose on the Stitzel, I mean, you can just tell that anywhere.
Yeah. I'm letting it sit for a little bit.
Oh yeah,
Just
the, more,
turns into magic.
the longer it sits, the more the caramel comes out. Oh wow. And it just keeps getting better.
Yeah. That's so good. Okay. Is it a fair fight?
Actually, for the fair fight, let me cleanse my palate first.
Yeah. I like it. The berries are they're coming through even more now.
Yeah.
It's turning into a nice nice
Yeah.
fruit adventure. Like this one gives me that. Which I really like. I like that.
Yeah.
Completely different. It's completely different from this Stitzel-Weller.
So here's my summary. You tell me if you agree.
Okay.
I would say still, if you're looking for something that tastes like Stitzel-Weller, the Wilderness Trail 6-year-old weeded bottled and bond.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're looking for a weeded bourbon that's really good, that would hold its own with Stitzel-Weller, I'd say either one of these does an excellent job.
They're both very good.
Both very good.
Barker's Mill is more in line with
With the Stitzel-Weller.
With the Stitzel-Weller flavor profile.
But still different. In line,
yeah.
More in common, I would say. Maybe not so much in line, more in common. But, this Southern Star whiskey is really good.
There's something about that one that I really liked, and I think it's that, when I nosed it, I was like, this isn't going to be that good. But, tasting it, and it had a completely different profile, and like we said, the berries really shine through. It's really fruity. And then you eat a pecan with it, and then it turns into a Reese's cup. I mean, what's not to love about that?
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that one. Yeah.
So, here we go. Let's finish it off with some Stitzel-Weller. So, thanks for watching. If you like what you saw, please hit subscribe. Cheers.
Cheers. Like the video.